Choose the team you want to start your franchise with.
Use the options on the left to edit league.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we'll get a look here at Josh Allen.
He's fourth in the NFL in passing touchdowns this season. It's the Bills and the Jaguars on Monday night.
It's the first weekend in fall, and we have made the journey to Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And what a start to the season he's had. 10 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. Now, we won't start playing the game of what kind of pace is he on because it is a long year. But at the very least, he's got to be the front runner for NFL Offensive Player of the Month for September.
Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 18 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The rushing numbers for Bigsby a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Lawrence now off the bootleg. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 2nd and 9. In motion goes the tight end. Here's Lawrence. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. Well, this defense for the Bills, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 47. And Bigsby once more. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about.
He's got a man, complete. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Here's 2nd and 7. Allen going to throw. Has his man, it's Shakir. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Now Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And the Bills hit 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's Allen. Shakir hauls it in, and they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now 2nd and 3. Allen to throw once more. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. That is Josh Hines Allen working his way in for the sack. Defensively, they were all over that. When he decided to keep it, there were a lot of eyes just darted on him.
I wonder if he followed the progressions properly there. I think maybe he really wanted to run with the football. Turned out not to be the correct decision.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
from the 23. Here's a 2nd down and 4. A short throw there to Strange. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. That's the rookie from Florida State, Keon Coleman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, it's Allen. His throw incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable, usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing now is Allen. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. A pair of 1st downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's brought down. The Bills passing game getting him down the field. They've got another 1st down. Allen now looks to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And Kirk is going to have the Jaguars first down as he'll get this up to midfield. From midfield now, Lawrence. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. And to throw again is Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 32-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. From the gun, Bigsby gets around him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
Bigsby is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try the jet sweep with Kirk. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brenton Strange, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Sheds off the tackle. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. To the air, Allen. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
They were backed up behind the sticks, but he still found a way to make that first down happen. That's the kind of fight every coach hopes his franchise quarterback has in him. Look a tough situation like that in the eye and come up with a solution on the spot.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Devon Hamilton busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Allen. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Trayvon Walker. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Now Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
And Ingram really came into his own a season ago as we saw him surpass 100 catches and nearly 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. He's become a major focal point for this offense, and his explosiveness can really power what they do.
Give to Bigsby on the option. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience, because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes, because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 19. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And they run the toss to Bigsby. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll try the jet sweep with Kirk. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On the carry, Bigsby. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Here's Allen. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Allen going to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills get a bit closer. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open. He has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Lawrence will throw. They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Bigsby. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now 2nd and 9. Thomas, the man in motion left. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 40. From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's got Thomas yet again, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. In motion right is Davis. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence to throw. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, where you see the final score there. Chuba Hubbard. Tough to stop there. Over 200 yards on the ground with a touchdown run as well. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Throwing on second down. Lawrence, a short throw to Ingram. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be a third and about 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. On the return, Hardy. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Buffalo set to get the football back here. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Here's Cook again.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen.
Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Allen now looks to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Cook up the gut. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Samuel going to go in motion right.
Allen.
Quick slant to Shakir.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. They'll try the middle with Cook. Shifts by at the 15. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
Samuel going to go in motion right.
To the air, Allen. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Steps away. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Now Lawrence. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Another run by Bigsby.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
103 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
A run here with Bigsby.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
To about the 26 here. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Play action. Now it's Allen.
To the right side here, caught by Kincaid.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 27 yards there, a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Tap forward by Allen on the jet sweep.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Allen off the play fake. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Foyesade Oluwakin coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw it. And that is incomplete.
Good coverage on that play by Terrell Edmunds.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. On the ground with Bigsby to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
In motion right is Davis. Here's Lawrence.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Credit the sack to Von Miller. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Now Lawrence. They'll set up a screen for Bigsby.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Allen going to throw. On the move to his left. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now Allen. Past the 20. 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Khalil Shakir.
48 yards.
And the Bills have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Lawrence will throw. And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 37-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Back to throw. Lawrence being chased out left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now they try the right side here.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 159 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your...
Touchdown, Jaguars!
Gabriel Davis.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jags are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack. And they fail on the try for 2. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Throwing now is Allen.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Again, they'll throw with Allen.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now Allen.
And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Now Allen. Got to have this one.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Listen, when you're at this point of the game, all options are on the table. 4th down, they say, we've got to go for it. And what a play they come up with. Big yardage there to keep the drive alive.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
And again, it's Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Now this time, Allen will throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 13. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be out right at the 35.
187 yards rushing for him now as he closes in on a 200-yard night.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And that is caught. It's Davis. And out across midfield down to the 45.
It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a 1st down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turned. In motion, the tight end.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
And Bigsby once more.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Allen and the Bills now down by 15. A little over a minute and a half remaining. Their perfect start to the season in serious peril as they come up on 1st and 10. Allen. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Now he's forced out left. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. That is caught. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Allen. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing, Allen. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
To throw is Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Jags, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.